There we go. A bit loud. Hi. Welcome back to the Old Dad Diary. Today, we're going to be talking about the where. Now, typically, I don't want to say as far as to go as the where when it comes to certain things is completely unimportant. It's not what I'm here to say. But I will say you can show up somewhere, and if everything's not set up for you to either do or meet, the where doesn't matter as much as you think. Now, here's the truth of the matter, right? Let's bring this mic a little bit closer. Oh, whoops. No. Uh-oh. Okay. There we go. Oh, right. Okay. So let's take the Bible, for example, right? Now, the promise, the salvation promise was given to Israel, right? However, it was always it was a hope and a salvation that was made for the world. Now, with it being made for the world, at first, because in the Old Testament wasn't always just directly said, the world, the Gentiles. Here's the thing, though. In Isaiah 43, this is where he says, "Hear, O Israel, you are mine, all this just yada yada yada, you are precious to me and I love you." And then he also goes on to say in Isaiah 43, "But I will gather your sons from the east and the west, and I will call to the north and the south, let them go." In this instance, it's a prophecy about them being scattered, but it's also a prophecy about the Gentiles, meaning it's not going to, the salvation, the saving is not going to be strictly done for just people that are from Israel, but people from all over the world, right? Israel was the example. Now, the where, the place, doesn't always matter as much as you think. Give you another example. Jesus, for example, he was born in Bethlehem. Now, his place of birth and when it was supposed to happen was prophesied almost a millennia before, right? I believe it was maybe 600 years, maybe more, before he was actually born. He was prophesied to be born. Mind you, in that time when Mary was pregnant, the king at the time literally had ordered to kill all the babies in the land because the prophecy goes that the Messiah will come back, a king will come back and take over, and free Israel from their captivity, free them from their slavery. Yeah. And so the king at the time had all of the babies killed. And yet Mary was there. And Jesus was born in a barn, stable, but still within the province of where the king lived. Mind you, years and years and years. Let's not forget that the devil, obviously, the ruler of the world, which that is said in the New Testament. So if you're like, oh, that's an Old Testament thing, that's said by John in First John, one of the later books in the New Testament. The ruler of the world, the devil, also had years and years to kill this child. Prophecy. And yet he was born exactly where they said he would be born, in that same city. Bethlehem. The where doesn't matter as much as you think. Now, I'm bringing all of this up because I know it's so easy to go, well, I can't start doing this, or I can't, I can't maybe be someone unless I'm there, right? For a lot of artists, it's I have to go to California, that's actors, yada, yada, yada. Maybe you feel like in the midst of all our chaos, I won't ever have peace unless I'm there. Maybe I have to leave the US, maybe I have to go somewhere else, yada yada. Whatever it is, I need to go on vacation. A lot of the times that is what we use as a stress reliever is to go on vacation. The where. But the where doesn't matter if it bears no real result. It's just something to escape. However, and I understand an escape, I get it. We use different things to escape. Um, but what if you didn't have to escape it? What if you could just beat it? What if it's not something that you had to run from and then go back to and deal with? What if it's something that you can deal with and not have to deal with it anymore? Give it a final ending. Hear me when I say the where doesn't matter as much as you think. Now, for me, this can be something as simple as the room that I'm in, as far as recording these videos, or even when I'm recording music, or for I have this little spot in my neighborhood that I love to sit, and I really get so frustrated when someone's like sitting over there because it's like such a nice area and it's like surrounded by trees. Um, but the truth of the matter is, the where doesn't matter as much as you think. Now, it's nice to be in nature and all that different stuff. The truth of the matter is, that place just has seats. I can still walk in the woods. I can still, and I usually do it because I'm connecting with God, or I just need a moment of silence, yada, 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 whatever it is. Except the where doesn't matter as much as I think. Now, sometimes it can be a little tough because let's say you're black in America and maybe you're like, hey, I don't really understand those struggles. I hear you, and we'll get to you in a second. Maybe you're like, I'm not black. I don't get those struggles. But let's say you're black, right? And you're in America, right? And maybe you don't want to go to Alabama, or you don't want to go to somewhere in the South because maybe there's a lot of, uh, I'm gonna put it bluntly, Republicans that are maybe a bit racist and yada yada yada. And so maybe you're a little scared for your life, so you don't want to go there. And in that moment, you're thinking it is about the where. It's actually a lot about the where. Um, but it, it's not about the where. It's about what's at that where. Because if that what wasn't at that where, then you wouldn't be worried about the where. See, it's not about the where so much as you think. Is a where only a where because of what it contains? It's a bar. But at the same time, that's also a little confusing. But that's exactly what I mean. Would you be so scared of the where if the threat of what's in the where was no longer a threat? Now, for some of you, maybe you feel as if that are not black, if you go to China, right, because of their really, really strict rules and laws, or if you went to Iran or somewhere in the Middle East where it's maybe they're literally dealing with a war, and you're like, that's dangerous. It's the where. That's clearly the where, but it's not about the where. It's not about the where. Almost every place that is either at war or has been at war has also been a beautiful place at one time, been a peaceful place, been a safe place for someone at one time. So it's not about the where. Now, one last thing, and I'm kind of riffing right here. This is just kind of off the dome. Uh, Esther. Wow, I don't know why Esther came to my mind, but Esther. Esther. Now, the people of Israel in Esther are, I believe, exiled to Babylon. With them being exiled to Babylon, they are, I believe, under the rule of King Xerxes. Xerxes. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. King Xerxes, and they need a new queen. The king of Babylon needs a new queen. Is that Babylon or Persia? I think it's Babylon. They need a new queen. Now, here's the thing. They've also were in exile in Jeremiah. And he was telling them to settle in the land, to have babies, all of this different stuff. This is when they were still in exile. But with Esther, right, the King Xerxes wants a new queen, right? And so with the people of Israel and stuff like that, they set up women and they had them put on makeup and all of this different stuff to please the king. Now, eventually in the story of Esther, Esther becomes queen, yada yada yada. And with her becoming queen, he his the king's advisor starts really cracking down, killing and torturing the people of Israel, right? Basically doing them harm. And obviously, Esther's the queen, and this is her people. So, one of the rules in the kingdom is you cannot approach the king, even the queen, without him calling for you. You have to be requested. The king, his throne, his room, that's the where. And yet, Esther, she approaches, knowing that she could easily die. Like, he could literally just kill her for just coming to him without asking or without even putting out a request, without him asking her to come there, without him telling her to come to him. Now, she goes and he chooses not to. He could have easily killed her and been like, "Hey, the fact that you approached me without any permission, you can die." But he doesn't. And yet that's the where. And yet, again, they're in captivity by Babylon. And so, w- with that happening, Esther not only invites the king to dinner, kind of swoons him a little bit, basically is like trying to keep him in a good mood so that she can have her request fulfilled. As in saying, hey, your secondhand man, he's kind of like really doing bad by my people, really, really bad, and we are serving you. And obviously he then, as the story continues, if you know it, if you don't know it, the king eventually kills his second-hand man. And he does right by the people of Israel at the time. Obviously, down the line, the people of Israel go through it again and again, but they go through punishment from the places that they are exiled to and in captive to. However, at that time, Esther being queen, her stepping up, wasn't about the where. They're literally in captivity. They're literally in captivity. Wasn't about the where. And yet she can make change. So hear me when I say this. If you're scared about, this is a big place, maybe you're at a church and you're like, I want to say something, or maybe you're in a group, maybe you're in school, no matter what it is, you think this is a really, really huge place, a lot of foundations, all of this different stuff. It's not about the where. That's that's really all I had to say. Don't focus so much on the where. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to stand up for, whatever you feel like you're being called to, don't worry about the where. Don't stress about, oh, I have to be here or there to start. Now, I do want to say, final thing. Don't hear me when I say this and think, well, then it's bad that I want a specific where, you know? Like you're thinking to yourself, well, I want to go here, and right. So is that bad that I'm even being like, I want to have specifics? That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if it's stressing you out, if it's causing you to either overthink or stumble or even just stress, don't worry about the where. The where doesn't matter as much as you think. Yeah. Anyway, this is the Old Dad Diary. I love you. I'll see you really soon.